The Denver Nuggets, coming off of their first NBA Finals in franchise history, is looking to repeat and go back to back. And in my opinion, I think that they can do that. And I'm not even a Nuggets fan. In my perspective, I don't know how many teams can legitimately beat them in a 7-game series. And I think their team is extremely versatile. I think they have a lot of things going for them. I'm going to get into all that in this video. So if you are interested in why I think the Denver Nuggets are probably the favorite to win the finals again this year, assuming they stay healthy, and that sounds interesting to you, please watch the video all the way through. Without rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Okay, so the first thing I really want to get to is going to be the fact that the chemistry is just absolutely through the roof. Like, it is out of this world high, how high this team's chemistry is right now. They are one of the few teams that don't constantly have a rotation of players or coaches going through it. Even when they weren't winning the finals and they were just coming close or making the playoffs but not making it as far as they wanted to, and they even had a few disappointing seasons before they ultimately won the finals, they stuck with their core, stuck with their players, and trusted their process. And that is something not a lot of teams can say that they were able to do. Even some of the best teams that have very good seasons usually change a few things up, and even sometimes fire a coach or trade a very vital player. Instead of building their chemistry and trying to fix things internally, they look to do external trades, and they aren't very patient with the roster. And that is the complete opposite what the Denver Nuggets have done with this team. Every starter on the team has been with the team for at least now 2 seasons. No one's a new starter. They were all starters last year, and they've been with the team for long enough to the fact you really didn't have to build chemistry with each other. You already played a full season, played an entire playoff run, and won the finals. Like, your chemistry is already there, so you can hit the ground running and just keep improving on what you already know. And what y'all's chemistry already is going to keep getting better and better, and you're going to learn how to play with each other even more. And for all your starters to have that cohesion is extremely important. And even more important than that is the fact that their main core of the big three, which is, in my opinion, Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Michael Porter Jr., have all been on the team for at least 4 seasons, counting now if you count this season. They have been on the team for 4 years together, meaning all 3 of those players know exactly where each one's going to be on every play. They know exactly which each other want to do, and they just know how to feel off each other, what they do good, what they do bad, what the strengths and weaknesses of them are, and they just know how to play off each other perfectly. And they all do such different things, and they all play together and just complement each other to the highest possible level. And then to even show this chemistry even a little bit deeper than I've already shown it is the fact that the first 3 guys off of their bench have also been on the team for at least 2 years now. Peyton Watson was drafted in 2022. Christian Braun was a rookie last year. This is his 2nd season. And then Reggie Jackson was on the team last year as well. So it's not like any of the main contributors or even main bench guys on this team are new and trying to learn a system. They were able to go into training camp running, and that's why they've gotten off to a good start, because their chemistry is already super high. There's no learning curve. They already know what they want to do. They know how they're going to do it. And that is exactly why, like I said, they're off to such a good start, which is 2-0. Obviously, you can't get any better than that early on. And then what this chemistry results in and why it is so important is, for my second reason, is the fact that they play as a team legitimately. Now, like, Nikola Jokic is probably the best team player superstar of all time. Like, obviously his passing ability, everybody knows how good it is, but he's just so good at getting rebounds, putting his teammates in positions to be successful, and things like that. And that is what really makes him so good, and why this Denver Nuggets team just works so well, because they play so good together as a team. As last year, they were tied for the 6th most assists per games out of anybody in the NBA. They were also tied for the 5th least turnovers per game last year, which is extremely important. So when you're passing the ball at a high level and everybody's involved, on top of the fact that you're not turning the ball over and giving the other team free possessions for no reason, that is a recipe for success. And then obviously, like I said, Nikola Jokic is one of the most unselfish players of all time, and his elite passing ability makes it so much easier for everybody else on the team to play at a high level. And with him being as good as he is as a scorer, it also makes a lot of people go focus on him on defense, which opens up the game for so many of his other players. And that is why they're able to play such good team basketball, because it's not like Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic is ISOing every time down the floor, because it would be nowhere near as good as they are right now. But then you also have guys like KCP, who's a great 2-way player, Reggie Jackson, who's a solid 2-way player, and you can just do so many different things, and they play together as a team, and there's no one really that selfish on the roster. Peyton Watson is one of the most underrated one of the most underrated young guys in the league with his defense. He's a purely team player. He doesn't look to score. He's all defense, and that's exactly what he does. Same with Christian Braun, a very solid defender. And just overall, this team is extremely unselfish, and Coach Malone has them playing at a very high level and as a very cohesive unit, and playing as one and playing as a team is one of the most important aspects to winning a championship, right alongside the talent, obviously, that you also need to win at a high level. And then kind of the last thing I really want to touch on is the fact that I think they have one of the most versatile rosters in the entire NBA. Like, although not all their players are the most versatile players individually, when you put them into a whole, they can just do so many different things with this roster, and they can play so many different ways. Because look, Jamal Murray can legitimately score on anyone that is guarding him at any time. He's one of the best ISO scoring point guards in the entire NBA. He's a great shooter, can score from all three levels. He's just an extremely good player. And then obviously Nikola Jokic can literally do anything you ask him to do. So you can put him in any situation and he is going to be able to do it. And then you have Aaron Gordon, who is a extremely solid two-way player and adds some explosive athleticism to the offense, lob threats, pick and roll threats. And then, like I said, his defense also is very solid. His rebounding is good, and he's just a kind of yin to Nikola Jokic's yang, and they work off each other extremely well. And then you have Michael Porter Jr., who although he has never been accused of being a good passer or even a great defender, he is a very solid defender and one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and can just space the floor for anyone that's on the court with him. And no matter who you're playing, the defense is going to have to respect Michael Porter Jr. because he can legitimately beat you if you are not worried about him in the slightest. And then you have even role players like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is one of the most underrated role players in the entire NBA. There's a reason he has 2 rings, and he was a vital piece to both of those teams because he is an extremely unselfish player. He can shoot the three at a high level. He can play defense at a high level. He is a vocal leader. He knows how to win. He just brings so much to a team. And I think KCP's value to teams is extremely underrated. And when he retires, he's going to be one of the better role players we have seen in a very long time. And I think he definitely deserves way more credit than he gets for being such a big part on so many very good teams in his past. And this team is no different because he just brings so much to them. And then Reggie Jackson is basically the same exact way. Now, although I don't think he's as good of an offensive player as KCP, he's probably not the leader KCP either is, he's still a very solid defender. And although he doesn't have the greatest size, he puts in a ton of effort on that side of the ball. And then he can also shoot the corner three and just the three ball in general extremely well, and can kind of score, do kind of like a poor man Jamal Murray impression if he ever would have to start for some reason. And then Reggie Jackson just brings a lot to this team. And then you even look at the end of their bench, and not even the end of their bench really, these players play a good bit for them. You have guys like Christian Braun, who's an extremely solid two-way player, Zeke Naji, who legitimately actually is a very high potential on the defensive end. He has great size, can rebound, can very versatile, can kind of guard all the positions. And then you also have guys like Peyton Watson, who is becoming quickly one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's a great shot blocker, great perimeter defender, and just very fast and very agile, and he just kind of fits the mold of what you want on a championship contending team coming off of your bench. And overall, I just think with how versatile this roster is, how many different things they can throw at you, how deep they are, it really just adds to this team's championship DNA that they were building last year, and they're just going to continue to build upon. But unfortunately, guys, that's my first video. So comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you think that the Denver Nuggets can repeat? Do you think I missed any reasons why they will? Who do you think can beat them if you don't think they will? What are your thoughts in the comment section below? If you'd like to point his like button and subscribe button, I mean the absolute world to me. And hope you have a blessed day. Could I have a blessed day? So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.